first guest. She's had a storied career with projects like Casino, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, and Ratched on Netflix. She just released a new memoir. It's called The Beauty of Living Twice. Let's say hello to Sharon Stone. Hello, nice to meet you.
Oh my God, what a big deal it is to meet you.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, it is a very big deal for me to meet you. I just think you're amazing.
Oh my God, I thought that was going to go the opposite way. I am honored to have you on my show. How are you?
You are so talented, and your music has had such a powerful effect on my life, and I am such a huge fan, and you are so talented.
What is happening right now? I feel like I'm being pranked. I am so in awe of what you just said and have no words, which is rare because I'm talkative. Well, I have to mention this because this just recently happened. So a well-known singer recently posted how inspired she is by you. And I want to bring this up because I think it's such a beautiful thing when you don't even realize your impact and you hear from someone, well, maybe like what just happened to me with you. I had no idea that kind of impact. And Britney Spears, you know, wrote something about you. Have you guys met before?
Well, Britney wrote to me a very long and important, poignant letter during a very difficult time in her life, about the time when people would recognize it, or when she shaved her head, wanting me to help her. And I was in a very difficult time of my life, and I couldn't help myself. But the truth of the matter is, we both needed help, and she needed help, and I needed help. And it's the true fact of it is, it's very hard to be a very successful woman and not have everyone controlling you, taking your finances and handling you. And women, and I'm sure all of the young stars, get handled, and you get handled so much that
there's a breaking point.
There is a huge breaking point, and there's a point where you get broken.
Yeah.
And it's the thing with Britney Spears is so out of control and so awful. And, you know, I can say certainly it's been very out of control and very awful more than once in my life. And I have certainly had it. And it's very complicated to take control of your life. It's very hard to get control of your finances. And that's something that I'm sure doesn't surprise you.
No, I was sitting here thinking, it's such a cliche thing because it does happen to everyone that I've ever talked with. Like the funniest thing, if I ever write a book, which I probably never will, but the only thing I will say is just being me was very difficult. Like people were, that is just being who I am. That's the most odd thing I'll probably ever say, but just having so many people tell you who you should be and no, this sells, and like, you got to do this. You can't say that. Why did you talk about that? When I'm like, well, they asked me, I don't know. And so they try and put you in media training. I literally walked out of that thing and the guy looked at my manager and was like, good luck. Like, I'm like, cause I'm an open book and I like being an open book and I like being unfiltered and to a respectful point, obviously, but it's just the craziest thing for me in my experience was just being able to be me. And I feel like a lot of people have their own like versions of that whenever you're, in the public eye, especially at a young age. But I agree. I think it needs to progress. Our new book is called The Beauty of Living Twice. So how did you come up with the title for the book?
Well, because when I had the stroke and the 9-day brain bleed, my brain bleed, I did have that, what they call the near-death experience, which is actually like you're dead and you're not.
Wow.
Life is very different after that. It's very, very different. I spent a lot of time with people who've had similar experiences, and I think that we all feel the same, that we're still alive for a reason, and that we have more purpose-driven lives now. And of course, you're less fearful because you've already died. So it's like, what are you going to do? Kill me again? I mean, I've been there. I know what that looks like. And I'm not as afraid of, what you're going to do. You're going to threaten me. You're going to do this to me. You're going to do that to me, whatever. I'm already dead once.
I bet, like, when that first happened, though, were you terrified? I've had friends that things have happened that they were terrified for the longest time, whether it's cancer, whether it's an aneurysm, something happening to where, it's a near-death experience. You're almost like, was there a bit where you lived in a little bit of fear because, you have family,
Done the triple Salchow and won the gold medal in the Olympics of paranoia
Yeah.
for probably a decade. And still, I can be triggered,
Yeah.
Um,
When you were recovering from your aneurysm, your son did something, and I've had, moments like that in my life too, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, but what was the moment that your son came in and said something that kind of you were like, whoa?
It was the greatest thing. And he's still like this at going on 21. I was in bed. I'd been in bed for like months and months, and I was so struggling. I mean, I was such a mess. And he came in his little onesie, and he's standing on the floor by my bed, and he looked at me, and he, waddled over and pushed over the fireplace tools and made this huge, like, just my head hurt so badly. And then he looks at me and he goes, "No more jammies, mommy. No more jammies." And I realized that no matter how I felt, he needed me to get my ass out of bed. And I was like, wow, okay. Like, I have to be a mom no matter what's happening to me. And I don't think if he hadn't done that, I would have pushed myself so hard to recover. And, he's going to be 21, and he is here just, he is the most amazing person, and he is the most full of self-discovery, and he's so evolved. He's such an evolved, deep person.
That's
It's
a proud
amazing.
moment. That's a proud moment as a parent to have parented a kid that ends up like that. Yeah.
I love my kids. It's such an interesting journey.
There's nothing cooler. Like, I mean, I could win any award or do whatever, and there's nothing cooler than first of all, my kid looking at me and thinking I'm cool. That's the coolest thing. You're like, okay, I'm doing something right. So what do you hope people take away from this book? Because it's a lot to write a book. I've had people even ask me, and I'm like, oh God, I can't. That's a lot of pressure. Like, what do you hope they take away?
Well, I just hope that they understand that while it's not an easy journey to come to terms with yourself, and you're not going to come out of it with the same people in your life. It's a valid and important journey. And it's a journey that will leave you with your feet firmly on the ground. And you get to have yourself. You get yourself at the end of a journey of real self-discovery and real sincerity. And you will find, or as I found, like, you stop making up for your own, the faults people say you have. You stop thinking, I have to fix everything. I have to fix everything for everybody. I have to make everything okay for everybody all the time. You end up thinking, well, if I'm okay, if my feet are on the ground, then all the other adults should be taking care of themselves too.
Yeah.
And when you finally start giving back people their own, you handle your own thing.
Yeah.
You adult for yourself. People will go berserk with that. Like, what do you mean you're not going to be my bum wiper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then suddenly you're free to be fully present in your own life. Then all those other great people that are present in their own life are available to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And so you have a whole new life.
That's a hard thing to do, what you just said, is to break away from those habits of trying to help fix people or help them, and then you end up hurting them because you become a crutch, and that's a hard thing to do, what you just said. So everybody should run to the bookstore and purchase this book. That's what I'm saying today. Well, everybody, Sharon's book is called The Beauty of Living Twice. You gotta check it out. It's out now. Yep, I'm still here. Just waiting for you to subscribe. If you don't, I'll be trapped in this box forever.